Hey guys, it's Vanity Ezel by Carpe Vanguard, Ezel and Vanity weekly reviews. If you guys enjoyed, like, comment, subscribe, and subscribe. This time we are covering more reviews from the Buddy Fight collab, along with a new ride line that pisses me the hell off because they had the ability to do this for Spinal Marquee, my favorite of the promos, and they never gave it one for some reason because they made this new Dino Dragon Grade 3, which I'll digress on. We have ban list news, which I never cover except for a very specific reason this time, of which you'll have to figure out on your own. And yeah, that's pretty much just like the topics that we got. First up, we have Circle Knife Dragon, Grade 1 boost for Shoda AK base. It was released right after the Jackknife reveals. It's an armor dragon for Dragon World. Act rear guard, retire to choose a unit card from your drop zone with Jackknife in the card name, bounce it back to your hand. Cool, can bounce back any of your cool Jackknife cards, mainly the original, which then you can use to evolve your other Jackknife. So not a bad card at all, so solid 2 of. Next up, we have news for the Divine Z's anime. So Yu Yu is officially returning in season 4 of Divine Z's. So he is now basically this cool character. I don't know how to feel about his outfit. I will say this, I was less appealing of his outfit when I first saw it. Now I'm more accepting of it because I think he honestly looks cool. We'll go on to the set news with that later. For now, we have the booster set. So, oh, by the way, basically he was studying in France as Dear Days 2 confirmed for us, and now he's come back a few years later. Anyways, so here's the ban list. Dragveda was banned with Asaya. Bat has been hit several times because Tecton and the one monster from, what's it called, Arkwright has been hit down to choice restriction as well. Mo Flash has been restricted to 1. Same with Defensing Roar, so now Dragon Empire decks can't be as defensive with guarding with the over, then bouncing back to hand, which I experienced literally 10 minutes before this card got banned. Or limited. And finally, Belle. This one random grade 1 from, I believe, either the original D set 2 or D set 3, which is supposed to put all of your bind zone cards into your drop zone, and she gets 5,000 power for each. And their reasoning for this one, and this one right here, because now you can no longer run Yi Wandering Souls and Nectar Sensationalism in decks that don't have Zorga either in the Ride deck or on Vanguard Circle, because, and I quote, for future releases, what is the most future release card that we know for Stoic is coming out soon? What's her name? I forgot what her name was, but the girl that beat Kagetsu. Her grade 3, I think her name is Ruka. Her grade 3, supposedly, by hints, might be really busted because they had to choice restrict 2 Stoicheia cards and then straight up ban another one for future plays. I don't know if it is actually going to be her grade 3 or not. That's the reason for this, but I'm damn interested to find out why. Either way, though, pretty cool, interesting balance for me. And we have the White and Black Wings, which requires Celestial now. I was curious about why they specifically required a Celestial, so then I did some, like, while I was building my Stoicheia Sagitta deck, I did like some research on the Blackwing cards, and I was like, okay, in very specific situations I could see these cards being busted, but otherwise I don't think the requirement for Celestial was needed. But okay, whatever, Bushy does Bushy. Then we have confirmed sets, so we're going to get Katana cards later this video, so we have confirmed Katana, Magic, and 100 Demons Worlds confirmed for Buddy Fight, for the Buddy Fight booster, and then obviously we know these are going to be all of our ride lines. So Gao and Tsuku we already got. Later today we're going to get to Bizanya, then probably next week we're going to get Tatsuya, then probably Kyoya, and finally Bolt Fujigami, aka Ikazuchi. Then we have Token Rainbow set 3 in September. I'll say this much, I don't care much for the Token Rainbow set as compared to this. I'm not going to use either of them, but I'm just saying. And here's news on Yu Yu's new card. So DZ set 11, we already know DZ set 10 is going to be called Drag Soul Resonance. DZ set 11 is going to be called Armed Resonance Flaming Flowers. We'll get to the flower part in a minute. His new Virina is called Judgment Blade Equips. R is Virina. If you notice, unlike all the other Virina crossover dresses, assuming by the name with the equip, he's not actually physically melded together with those swords. He is holding those swords. That's something I want to point out. Just going to say that's very interesting. And I'm kind of hoping that he has the ability to either crossover dress and overdress at the same time. So like you can pick which one and then he gets different abilities, or maybe he gets both. I don't know, something like that. And then also to go along with that set, we finally have the thing people have been waiting for, Aurora Battle Princess Seraph Clearlight. I swear to God, if they don't come out with a new prison, I'll be pissed off. And Bandmaster Blossoming Dreams, Leonore Trebman. So we have new evolutions of Leonore and Seraph Snow, which means literally the only card from the original D sets that did not get an evolution yet is Flagberg. So for all you Flagberg fans, I'm sorry. Clearly, Bushy has it out for you. You deserve a random Evo either in DZ set 10 or DZ set 11, like we randomly got Eugene. They better get Flagberg an evolution. I don't even care for the deck, and I feel like they should get it. Then we have Jackknife Berserker, a random grade 2 5k base 10k vanilla for Dragon World, because why the hell not? Then we have our new ride line for Dragon Empire, which is a promo ride line. So obviously it's going to be like the freaking Vergalia deck where they actually give it out for Koro, and that means eventually they will release it in English. So fair enough. My issue with this is, and again, for all of you that know, Spinal Marquee is my favorite promo grade 3, and I've been asking for them to give it a ride line for so long now, or at least like give Dragon Empire generic ride line that you can use with it that isn't just the Bath Saga ride line so you can cheat out a shield with it. What does Bushy do? They don't give any other promo line a ride line. But no, they make an entirely new Dino Dragon line and give it a ride line. They had a perfectly good grade 3 that I liked, and they chose not to use it. It pisses me off so much. So much. But whatever. Baby Dragon Gargarex, grade 0 boost, 5k shield, 6k base, auto roll 5-second draw card. Listen, normally I use decks just to showcase them. I am honestly, out of spite, tempted to not showcase this deck, because although I find it cool, I am very upset that there's no Spinal Marquee. Then we have Iron Claw Dragon Gargarex, grade 1 boost, 5k shield, 8k base. Okay, I will admit the art does look cool. Auto and Rotopon by Iron Arm Dragon Gargarex, so right, Rotopon by the grade 2. Check the top 5 for up to 1 Dino Dragon of any kind. Reveal it, put it to hand to show off your deck. Auto when either discard from your hand during your turn or retired from your rear guard circle by a card ability during this turn. If your Vanguard's a Dino Dragon, put it to Soul. So cool! It could go to Soul. It could get Spinal Marquee Soul. That can be used for that one Terror card that's Soul Boss and Retire stuff. Or, you know, it can search for any Dino Dragon, and the grade 2 is the only requirement for this. Unfortunately, the grade 2 requires it to be wrote upon by the grade 3, so at that point you're arguably better using the Bath Saga line just to cheat out a shield and have discard fodder. I am so mad about this ride line. Whatever, it's a good ride line. I just really hate the fact that they replaced it, especially when it was just a Dino Dragon grade 3. It was fine, but when they replaced it with an entire new ride line, that's when I got pissed off. Iron Arm Dragon Gargarex, grade 2 instead of 5k shield, 10k base, cool art again, wasted potential, auto and Rotopon by Iron Emperor Dragon Gargarex, Energy Blast 3, check the top 7 for 2 Dino Dragons with different card names, reveal them, put one into the hand, discard the other, and shuffle the deck. And then act drops on if your Vanguard's a grade 3 greater Dino Dragon, not specifically Gargarex, Energy Blast 3, draw a card. Why? Why couldn't this have just been around? And for all of you that are like saying I'm complaining for no reason, like you can still generically use these in the Spinal Marquee deck, you can. That's not the point. They had the ability to just make these cards restricted to Spinal Marquee or make them an entirely different ride line. They didn't have to waste time with this card, and they chose to, and that's what pisses me off, because I actually like Spinal Marquee. Then we have Iron Emperor Dragon Gargarex, who I already went over last week, but just to get a quick showcase of him, grade 3 turn persona 13k base, contains Vanguard during your turn, all your forward Dino Dragon rear guards, you have 5,000 power, so have persona rides during both players' turns, or during both players' turns during your turn only, but it procs off before your opponent even gets to grade 3, so you can aggro them down. Act Vanguard once per turn, ditch a hand card to up to 2 Dino Dragons with different cards when you drop them, called rear guard circle. If you discard a Dino Dragon for the cost, choose opponent's rear guard, kill it. So if I do get any 2 Dino Dragons back, it's great, especially if the normies are triggers, so you know you can get Parasolas back, which is a heal trigger in case your drop is kind of empty, and possibly Merc an opponent's rear guard. Finally, Auto Vanguard once per turn when it attacks into anything CB1. If you have 2 or more different Dino Dragons among your rear guards, he gets 10,000 power for the battle. If you have 3 or more, he gets a drive, and if you have 5 or more and you persona this one, he gets a crit until end battle. So cool that he's a 23k with triple drive for the battle that he swings, regardless of what grade your opponent's Vanguard's at, but obviously if they're a grade 3, because you would have to persona ride for this, he gets extra crit as well. So pretty good all around, really good numbers, because that turn he gets that crit, he'll be 33k with double critical and triple drive without the boost of triggers or other units, so not a bad grade 3 at all. Again, I don't hate the card personally, I just hate it for the fact that Bushy had the ability to make all of his support card related around Spinal Marquee, and they didn't. Then we have Scorching Cannon Dragon DLM, grade 2 0 boost, 5k show, 5k base, auto rear guard once per turn. When your grade 3 grade Vanguard Gargarex and card name attacks, if your unit did not stand by a card ability this turn, Energy Blast 3, stand it, and it gets 5,000 power for that turn. At the end of the turn, retire this unit. So this card can be used offensively because obviously it'll get 5k from Gargarex, so you can use it first to kill off an opponent's rear guard, probably whatever you didn't kill off its superior call skill, and then you can stand it when the Vanguard swings, and then it'll be a 15k base since the Vanguard skill. At the end of the turn, it may die, but you can always call it back the next turn with Gargarex. Not a bad grade 0 at all. I think it's really good. I do wish he was more generic like the rest of the Dino Dragon cards, but he's a solid 4 of in the deck. At least a 3 of. Then we have Burst Fire Dragon, grade 2 instead of 5k show, 10k base. God damn, this thing looks badass. And again, more reasons I'm disappointed this doesn't belong in Spinal Marquee. But it can be used in Spinal Marquee, so I'm not against it. Auto rear guard when it attacks a Vanguard. If your Vanguard's a grade 3 grade Dino Dragon, it gets 5,000 power for the battle. At the end of the battle, retire and draw a card. So cool, opens up rear guard circles on your board, gets you hand cards, and it's a 15k swing, basically 20k swing Gargarex. Love this card, its art's awesome, it's amazing, easy 4 for me. Then we have Festival Gun Dragon Dino Fest, grade 1 boost, 5k shield, 8k base. I love how their answer to Takikaze cards is just make a dinosaur, shove guns on it, you're good to go. Auto rear guard, when this unit boosts your Vanguard is a grade 3 or greater and your opponent has no rear guard in same column as, it gets 5,000 power for the battle, so 13k booster isn't bad. And then auto rear guard, I think about that it boosts it if you either have more rear guards than your opponent or your opponent's rear guard is retired this turn. Both very easy mechanics to pull off in both Final Marquee and Gargarex. You can bind this unit and then check the top 5 for either a grade 2 or greater card, or up to 1 Dino Dragon Normie without Sentinel for the different card name from this card. Reveal it, put it to hand, shuffle your deck. I love how that skill is generic as hell, because regardless of what deck it's working with, it doesn't require Dino Dragon specifically, but you can use it to check either for a grade 2 or greater, so most of the time it's a Persona Rider or good Interceptor grade 2, or it gets any single Dino Dragon Normie unit. So grade 1, grade 2, grade 3, as long as it doesn't got Sentinel, you're good to go. Not a bad grade 1 at all. Really like its skill. Great support card for both Gargarex and Spinal Marquee in general, so 4 of. Moving on, we have Dragobond. So grade 1 Blitz Order for Buddy Fight, Dragon World. Perform on the following: either choose one of your Vanguards to get 20k for the battle, pretty good defensive blitz order, or choose one of your rear guards that cannot be hit about if you have no face-up card, you damage on counter charge 1. I love how they know Dragon World inherently takes a lot of CB, so they're just giving them a lot of counter charge. That's what like the third counter charge we're seeing now, like Dragobond, Green Dragon Shield, Blue Dragon Shield, I believe counter charge as well. Like, they got a lot of different counter charges, which is great, but a lot of them do require you to have no face-up damage, but that means you can go ham a lot and probably have a lot of defense on backup. Moving on, we have Dragonic Charge, grade 1, normal order, put the top 2 cards of your deck into your gauge. So you get 2 gauge cards. That's pretty much what the old Dragonic Charge did, which is pretty cool. It said the old Dragonic Charge, I believe, was a counter, which basically meant you could put your opponent down to low enough life because you didn't have enough gauge, so they would willingly go down to low enough life because they thought you couldn't use an impact on them, and then you would impact them like Tsuku did several times, but whatever. Then we have Accelerate Ninja Hayate, our first Katana World card, grade 1 boost, 0 still, 6k base, continue Sentinel or 4 Sentinels in your deck, and let's put on guard circle, choose one units, it cannot be in the battle, if hands 2 more cards, you card from hand and discard it. Standard PG, nuts about it, pretty cool that this is what, not Takikaze, what Katana World's PG looks like. I didn't expect it to be Hayate, but it does make sense in high set that it is Hayate. And on to our last review for the day. So this time we're revealing the Katana World card. So grade 0 boost, 0 shield. This is the Katana World starter. Auto Vanguard, when you stand up, say raise the flag, and you become a buddy fighter. When you become a buddy fighter, put a buddy monster from your ride deck into your order zone, and then put this card into your order zone as well. Continues, you can only have 1 flag card. Continues Vanguard or order zone. This card is unaffected by all of their abilities and effects. And when you ride or play the ability of a card that's only a buddy fight, if the card is either a Katana World or generic card, you can write it or call it via this card ability. Then we have our grade 1 in Aibo Academy Zanya Kizaragi. Grade 1 boost, 5k shield, the standard 8k base, and all replaced by writing from a Katana World. Reveal a grade 3 card Zanya that's carding from the ride deck and put a Shinobi Scrolls token into your order zone. So it gets you a token set order, and that's pretty much it, so not bad. Then we have first rank in the elementary school division Zanya Kizaragi, grade 2 instead 5k shield, 10k base. Auto, when it's wrote upon by a grade 3 card Zanya in the card name, check the top 5, choose up to 1 ninja arts or ninja without sentinel from among them, reveal put to hand shuffle your deck, so you can grab literally any ninja card whatsoever, so not a bad thing at all. The only downside is it can't grab PGs, but still very solid because it's a free top 5 search, so solid one of in the ride deck. Moving on, we then have aim to be the ninja user of justice, Zanya Kizaragi. So for those of you that have been paying attention, I'm really into the idea where the buddy fight cards have references to the anime in terms of flavor text, and this card is actually really cool because its flavor text is, my only buddy is Tsukikage, always has been, always will be, which I believe happened when Zanya pulled Byakuya in episode 15 or somewhere around episode 15 in 100, where Byakuya tried to replace Tsukikage, and then they had a whole buddy fight with it, and then Zanya eventually did actually win with Byakuya, but the whole point was that he was going to stick with Tsukikage regardless. Anyways, continues during your opponent's turn. You can play up to 2 orders, so pretty cool. That allows you to be double defensive against your opponent. Active Vanguard once per turn, counter boss 1, choose up to 1 of each ninja arts without sentinel and a ninja card from your drop zone without sentinel, and put them into your hand. So recycles 2 cards at once, as long as they're not PG, so pretty solid for only 1 CB. And finally, Clear and Still Waters. Active Vanguard once per turn, Soul Blast 1, choose 3 cards from your drop zone and put them face down as gauges. AK is basically Clear Serenity, because I'm assuming Clear and Still Waters is the Japanese name of Clear Serenity. So basically, free charge of 3 gauge for only 1 Soul Blast. Not a bad card at all, especially because from the cards I've kind of seen, I don't see a lot of Soul Blasters, so not a bad skill. Get you gauge, allows you to play super defensively, which is what Zanya kind of did in the anime by setting traps for the opponent, and also allows you to recycle cards all for only simple costs, so very solid main deck grade 3. or a ride deck right there, I mean. Then we have Shinobi Scrolls, grade 1 set order. It's our token set order, so it acts as a Shinobi Scrolls token and cannot be put into the deck. Act order zone once per turn, pay gauge, and put a card from your hand face down as this card's buddy soul to draw a card, so literally the exact same thing as the OG Shinobi Scrolls. And then act order zone once per turn, choose a Ninja Arts order other than a Blitz order from this buddy's soul and play it. This card counts towards your order limit for the turn, so pretty much you can play a normal order from its soul, but on the downside is you're going to have to give up your order for the turn. And then auto order zone at the end of your turn, if you have a grade 3 grade of Vanguard Zanya in the card name and you do not have a secret sword of lethal formation in your order zone, pay 3 gauge and say final phase to choose a secret sword of lethal formation from this buddy's soul and put it to your order zone. So lethal formation is a different set, or is a different impact compared to like Archangel Punisher and Draconic Punisher, because it pretty much stays on the board and does a thing. And then auto order zone once per turn, when your Vanguard is attacked, choose a Ninja Arts Blitz order from this buddy's soul and play it. This play counts towards your play order for the turn. Unfortunately, that ability is a once per turn, so you're gonna have to play one of Zanya's Blitz orders from hand, but on the bright side, at least you can still pull one of them from soul, so not a bad card to have. Obviously it's a token, so you can only have one of it, but still pretty solid. Moving on, we have a bunch of different spells you can use it with. Art of Explosive Hades Fall, grade 1 set order spell. So play it by paying 1 gauge, and it's a set order, so it goes to order zone after it being played. Auto and put into order zone, search after 1 card, put it face down as this buddy's soul and shuffle your deck. So that's just a free grab of any card. And then auto drop zone, when your rear guards is placed during your opponent's main phase, ditch a hand card from this buddy, or ditch a card from this buddy's soul, and if the grade of that card is discarded for the grade is equal to the grade of the placed unit, retire that unit. So pretty much pops off the opponent's rear guard, and the abilities of the unit that are placed will be nullified, aka on-place abilities will not go up. Honestly, pretty solid. It blows up units very easily, and I love the rendition of this art. That is honestly very cool. Combination of Buddy Fight and Vanguard cards on that, so you know what? That's a pretty good ability, and also pretty good art as well. Then we have Futon Sweeping Whirlwind, grade 1 normal order, so it has 2 different abilities. Order ability, choose a Ninja unit card from your drop zone without Sentinel and put it to your hand, or the other ability, which is when it's discarded from the hand by a card ability, gain a gauge, draw a card. So either get your hand card engaged, or get you recycle of Ninja cards. Not a bad card at all. Solid like 2 of tech for the Shinobi Scrolls thing. Then we have Sword Skill Bare Hand Intercept, grade 1 Blitz order, choose one of your units being attacked and it gets 15,000 power for the battle. Pretty solid. And if your opponent's attacking unit is the Vanguard, you may draw a card. Cool that also can be procced off while you're on grade 1, so if your opponent early game aggroes you, that's a 15k shield with a possible draw against your opponent's grade 2 Vanguard, so not a bad 2 of again. You're probably going to run a lot of 2 of them in the deck to make sure you have like different variety of Ninja Arts, but also make sure you can draw your other pieces more importantly, with more copies obviously. Moving on, we have Ninja Arts Snake Gaze, grade 1 Blitz order as well. Choose one of being attacked, it gets plus 15,000 power for the battle. Then ditch a hand card, and then choose one of the attacking rear guards, and gets continuous rear guard. This unit cannot stand until end of turn. So we're taking the Shinobi, not the Shinobi, what was his name? The snake, not the snake guy, the freaking guy who involved resting things, the weird ninja man that's actually a ninja, and Kitsusube Hibikame, something like that. Anyways, yeah, taking his order and then putting in Zanya's deck was kind of interesting, so too. Especially it was weird, because Zanya did eventually run it, or he got screwed over by a lie, at least in 100 Demons. Then we have Art of Body Replacement, one of the most iconic cards from Caught in the World. I wonder why. It's of course a PG, continuous Sentinel, the standard, pay a cost, discard a hand card, choose one of these being attacked and not beating them out, and then you can choose a Ninja unit without Sentinel from a drop zone and bounce it back to your hand. So you basically replace the card you're discarding with a different one, so pretty solid. Not a bad order at all, so good 4 for me. Then we have 5 Heavenly Swords, Animaru, Twisted Spirit Purification, because I love saying that. Grade 1, arm, normal order item, Japanese blade / weapon, pay gauge to equip it, and then auto Vanguard, when it's armed and it attacks, it gets 5,000 power to end the battle, and then by soul blasting one, it gets a critical to end the battle. At the end of the battle, put it to drop zone. So it gives extra power, gives critical pressure, and then puts into drop zone. The best part is, none of that requires the opponent to be at grade 3, so you can be super aggressive with this. Solid. Moving on, we have Nan Machine Ninja, Tsukikage, Nen, grade 2 and 5k shield, 10k base, auto puts on rearguard circle. If you did not call another copy of Tsukikage this turn, pay gauge, kill it, search your deck or drop zone for up to a total of any 2 grade 2 less ninja unit cards with different card names from this card without Sentinel, reveal them, put them into your hand, you shuffle it. So recycle 2 ninjas or pull 2 ninjas straight from deck for only a gauge and a retire, which is incredible, with the only downside being you cannot call another Tsukikage. And then continues rear guard during your turn. When this unit will leave the rear guard circle, you may ditch a hand card if you do leave this unit on rear guard circle. So Nan Machine body replacement, way to maintain itself on board and basically constantly revive the unit, so not bad at all for a grade 2 consistent pressure. Then we have Nan Machine Ninja Byakuya, Shadow Dive, so grade 2 and 5k shield, 10k base. Shadow Dive would be too broken to bring it over directly into Vanguard, because how Shadow Dive worked is essentially you could avoid the center monster and just attack directly. How that would be translated in Vanguard is technically your opponent wouldn't be able to guard, and they would have to be specifically able to blitz order, But because that would be incredibly broken, especially if how many cards they print to a Shadow Dive, they just chose to make it so your opponent cannot intercept during the battle of the unit attack, which is just as good, especially if we count like Zero's Cannon, where intercepting would technically count as being bypassed by Shadow Dive. And then auto rearguard once per turn when your grade 3 or greater Vanguard on its card name attack, ditch your hand card, stand it. So cool. Get you a stand when the Vanguard attacks anything, again with 5 Healing Swords on your Mario Twisted Spirit Purification. That's double crit with at least 4 attacks on your opponent's grade 2 Vanguard. Solid. And then act auto rearguard when this unit attacks into a grade 3 graded unit. If you have a rearguard Tsukikage or Gojimaru, the card name gets 5,000 power. Cool. I was always more biased towards Byakuya because I like Byakuya's white armor more than I like Tsukikage's black armor, and I just liked Byakuya's whole ninja multi-attack thing more than I like Tsukikage's recycle thing, but that's just me. That explains why I never played Continental World correctly. Then we have Nan Machine Ninja Tsukikage SD, grade 1 boost Vaika Shodeke base, auto plus on rearguard circle, pay gauge to choose up to 1 Nan Machine Ninja Byakuya SD from your drop zone, call to rearguard circle, so gets 2 rearguards off for the price of 1. And then act rearguard, choose one of your ninja rearguards, put if that unit's buddy soul does not have a copy of this with the same card as it, put this card into that unit's buddy soul. Continuous, if your opponent's vanguards are grade 3 or greater, your unit with this card in the buddy soul gets 5,000 power, 5k shield, active on player's turn. So, you know, pretty good numbers going in for your units, which isn't bad at all. So solid like 3 of not 4 of there. Then we have Nan Machine Ninja Byakuya SD, grade 1 boost Vaika Shodeke base, Shadow Dive, continues rearguard circle during the battle of the attack. Your opponent cannot intercept, and then auto rearguard when this attacks or boost. If your opponent's vanguards are grade 3 or greater, and you have a rearguard Tsukikage or Gojimaru in the card name, regardless if it's actually boosting Tsukikage or Gojimaru, it gets 5,000 power for that battle. So cool, 13k booster, Shadow Dive. If only Shadow Dive procced off while it was boosting out as well, but it'd be again a little bit too broken for that. But hey, cool that it can bypass intercepting if it's the one doing the attacking, and it can still get the power even whether it's attacking or boosting. So not a bad grade 1 at all. Honestly, it's probably worth more of a 4 compared to his brother. And then we have Ghoul Deity Gojimaru, who I love because its flavor text is, and I quote, give me a second to get back to it, in the glowing night, the shadow of the moon, the Ghoul Deity is born, which is not the English one, but it's the Japanese version, I believe, of Gojimaru's actually like call text. It's like his, aka his original flavor text. Great turn, set 5k shield, 10k base, pay gauge, and put a unit with Tsukikage in his card name and a unit Byakuya in his card name from your rearguard circle into his buddy soul. Auto rearguard when he attacks. If this unit says the buddy soul has a ninja, it gets 5,000 power for the turn. So, and that's stacks because the second ability is Shadow Dive, continues rearguard during the turn that attack or during the battle attack your opponent can intercept, and then double attack auto rearguard once per turn. At the end of the battle, this unit attack if your vanguards are grade 3 grade that's standing. CB1 stand it, so there you go, you got 2 attacks, and it's going to automatically give itself 5k each time, and it has soul guard, so we're going to leave the board and put a buddy soul into the drop zone and may stay on the board. So the thing is with this is that it requires Tsukikage and Byakuya to be on the board, so it's like overdress or crossover dress, but a little bit more specific. But on the bright side is it is relatively easy to pull off, not to mention the fact that it does get more power as long as it has soul, and it can double attack again regardless of grade the opponent's vanguard's at. So if you have Byakuya and Gojimaru on the board, you can swing at your opponent 5 times with a vanguard that also has double critical while your opponent's at grade 2, so pretty solid. And our last card is Secret Sword, Lethal Formation. So Zanya's most iconic card ever. Continues, you cannot play this card. Set order impact. Auto hand at the end of your turn. If you have a grade 3 or greater Vanguard Zanya in the card name and your order zone does not have a copy of this, pay 3 gauge, declare final phase, and put it to your order zone. Or again, just play from the order zone soul via the Shinobi Scrolls. Auto, when it's put into the order zone, search your deck or drop zone for any one card, put it face down on this buddy's soul, and if you search your deck, you shuffle it. Then continues order zone. When your opponent's drive check or reveal a trigger card other than a heal or over, if your card's face down buddy soul has the same trigger icon as that revealed card, you may turn it face up. If you do, nullify the power increase effect from your opponent's trigger effects and perform one of the following according to the trigger icon. Critical. Your opponent's vanguard gets -1 critical until the end of the battle. Draw. Your opponent chooses a card from the hand and discards it, or front. All your opponent's following units lose 10,000 power for the turn. So this was pretty much Brant Ringer from, what's it called, V, except a little bit more oppressive, I argue, because, you know, Brant Ringer didn't make you -10k, just put the 10k specifically to back row, but screw it. So all around very good. Screws over crit pressure, makes your opponent discard, lose 10k. My only issue with this is that just like the OG Lethal Formation is a one-time use, because I don't think you can pull this from drop zone unless I'm forgetting the Shinobi Scrolls effect already, but otherwise you kind of just but to be fair, you can also run multiple copies of this, so fair enough. So either way though, use your triggers effectively to screw over your opponent's triggers, or because it puts literally any card from your deck into the soul, you can just pick literally any cards you want, shove it into the soul, and then just deck thin for triggers. That is an option. So take that as you will. Solid like 4 of though, if not a 3 of for you know, the Continental World deck. And for this one, hope you guys enjoy. In the next one, we'll actually be having a new Grand Fia. So it looks like everyone is getting an upgrade except for Flagberg, but they better get Flagberg an upgrade in the next set, because I feel like there's going to be boycotts if they don't. And we're also getting aggro siren stuff next week as well. So I'll see you all then. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, join the and don't forget to set up your vanguards.